was a beautiful pond with many golden swans inside the lavish gardens of a palace. Because now in this story, what it is saying, there was a lot of golden swans. As you can see in the picture, there is a small pond of pentagon shape. I know there is half, but it is looking like pentagon, so it will be pentagon only. So this is pentagon shaped pond. There were golden swans. So as you can see, there are around 7 swans are there inside the ponds, and there is a beautiful palace. As you can see, a king is also there. So let's go to the next page. Each once the swans would give their golden feathers to the king, who would gladly add them to his collection of beautiful things. One day, the swans woke up in the morning to see a beautiful bird sitting inside a pond it's sitting by the side of the pond. So you can see in the picture it is given. There is a different bird. It was also golden at the side of the pond. And now the swans were seeing her at the side of the boat. But before, there is in the first paragraph it has said, each month the swans would give the golden feathers to the king, who would gladly add them to his collection of beautiful things. So they also gave the golden feathers to the king because at that time feathers were used to write by the ink, and if it would be golden feathers, the king would be happy. And king loves to collect the golden feathers, so he would collect and kept inside. So if you want to see the page, pause the video and see the page and read it. The swans were surprised to see such a beautiful bird. They looked at it with their eyes wide open, unable to believe their own eyes. The bird had feathers of pure gold, and they glistened and shone as the sun rays fell on them. The brilliance of feathers seemed to blind the swans. The golden bird went up to the swans and tried to make friends with them. But the swans, feeling jealous of the bird, did not speak with him. They all swam up to the old swan for his advice. They said, "We do not want this golden bird here. He is just too beautiful." But the old swan smiled and said, "So what is there to worry? He can stay here." But the other swans did not listen to him and decided to call a meeting to discuss matter. One swan started speaking. "We have a big problem. The bird with feathers of gold can be a threat to us. So what is telling in this page is, I will explain the whole page. So I will say the whole page story. So this is the whole, and the whole page it is saying that the beautiful bird, it is very beautiful. It is more beautiful than us. They think, and the eyes she was very beautiful. He was very beautiful, most beautiful. Oh, I think so. And the golden bird wants to make these swans to make friends, but the swans were jealous of the bird and did not speak with him. Then they form a group of swans and it's called swarm. And so old swan was giving its advice, and the advice was saying that why do you don't want to let him allow? So that old swan said that, why did you not allow that bird to allow. And so then they said, he's just too beautiful. Well, when we then they also were right. Then we'll again be jealous, and sometimes they will kill. At someday they will kill also. So though also answer, what is their worry? He can stay here, but other swans ignore him. Ignore means, and they didn't hear that voice. So and they decided to join a meeting to discuss this. So and we have gone inside the meeting also. Only the first line. One swan started speaking. We have a big problem. This bird with feathers of gold can be threat to us. So 1 minute, few minutes. Yeah, now you can see the page of this book. So they are telling that a golden bird we have a problem. They were saying that the one swan started speaking. So we have a big problem. This bird with feathers of gold can be to us. So there will be a lot of threat problems because of that. So let's go to next page. And as you can see, another said, yes, we are allowed to live in the pond because we gave golden feathers to give. The first swan continued. Now this bird with feathers of real gold has come. If we give his feather to the king, then the king might not want us here anymore. Another swan agreed. Then where we will go? Sorry, in my book, in another, the lines in the third paragraph, first line and first word, it is another. So it is another. So this is another. I will tell. Another swan agreed. Then where we will go? This is true, added the first one. You are right. We should do something about this bird, nodded another swan. Again, it is another only. Some letters were erased, I think so, in my book. But if you buy this book now, so you will not get this letter by erased. But if you get some erased, so there will be, I think, so, a lot of problems. So now let's continue. They sat and thought what they should do about the bird. Finally, they decided to talk to Golden Bird. The first one went to Golden Bird. We are just nothing. We have just a meeting and have decided that you should leave our pond. To Golden Bird. Why should I leave this pond? This pond belongs to the king and anyone can stay here. You do not have any right to ask me to live. So, then as we have read the meeting and I will explain just. So they were thinking, yes, they were allowed because king had kept them before, and they are giving the golden feathers, and they thought if this is a bird of real gold, and what you will think if you are getting of a real gold, pure gold, or you will take a artificially gold. You will take a real gold only, right? Then they were thinking king will not take. We will not use them. So they all are saying like this. All are saying true. Then the first one said we have just decided and we are meeting and we have decided to leave. That you should leave our pond. Yes, then the golden bird had to leave the pond. They said, but why should I leave the pond? This belongs to king. And if the king decides, this is a property of king. King can decide, not you. And you are not have any right. Right means you don't have any responsibility and don't have any work to do that. So now let's go to the last page. Second last or first last page, I think so. The swan answered, "You don't understand. If you stay here, then what about us? We shall lose our importance. So I will tell. Though the swans you can see, the sitting. These are the swans, and which legs are inside and standing. This is the golden bird." So let's go to next page. "What can I do about that? I am not going anywhere else," objected the bird. Then they started arguing loudly, loud enough for the king guards to rush to the pond, see what the matter was. They saw the bird with the golden feather and rushed to the king to inform him about the strange bird and his fight with the swan. The king got angry to hear of the swan fight and commanded the swans, "Don't on this pond. Catch all the swans and put them in cages." The guards came towards the pond with many cages in their hand. The old swan saw them. The old swan shouted, "I was telling you, but you all didn't listen to me. Now fly away from this pond." "The golden bird should go. Why should we go away?" asked the first swan angrily. "The guards have many cages. They must be for all of us. Now let us fly away," advised the whole swan. So, they were now arguing so loudly. Then one of the guards for one of the king's guard had heard it and gone to the palace, inside the palace, and tell this information about the king. And the king was very angry and saying that, "This is my property, this is my palace, I can do anything. There is no right of swans. Catch all the swans and put them in the cages." So then all the swans were ran. But before that there was a little bit argument also. I will tell now argument. This argument, that a small argument. This wasn't big argument, and this is a small argument between the two swans. And old swan was telling you, "Now fly, fly, fly. I was telling you that let the golden bird stay here, but you didn't listen. And now, golden bird should go. Why we will go? But guards and many cages." I think so. They heard argument and made these cages, and they get the cages. So they are getting punishment. So let us fly. So only last 4 lines are left. Wait for a few minutes. Okay. Frightened, all the swans flew away to find another pond. They had lost their own home because they had been jealous of a newer.